right, hello everybody. Give it one more minute and let's see where we are in the process. See how many people we get to join. We're glad that you're all here. We hope that you're staying focused. I know that I'm struggling with that right now. There's a lot of activity happening, and so I am working every day to stay focused. Let's see where we are. All right, just 1 second. All right, I think we're going to get ready to get started. All right. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Can everybody hear me? I hope that you can hear me. So, as we start off every single week, I'm always going to ask you how you're doing and how things are going. So, let me start from the beginning. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Mastery, and this is session 5 of our Walmart series. This week, we're going to be doing a review. We're going to be prepping for Black Friday, and we will be reviewing all of our sessions from session 1 through 4. We're here to answer questions. Ms. Renata is here with me, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So, over the last several weeks, we have covered so much information. And before I get into what we've covered, My question to you is, how are you doing in your Walmart business? Have you found success? Are you getting sales? Are you getting lots of traffic? Are you seeing any patterns that you think are interesting or different? What are the challenges that you're running into? So, if you want to type in the comments, go ahead and let us know how it is going in your Walmart business because we would love to know. And then I'll come back and look at those comments in a second. So in session one, we covered a lot of different things. Our session one was all about mindset and schedule and also sourcing. Session two has been all about helping you to, and we also created a first listing in session one. Session two, we went through and we created our additional listings, but we used the Excel spreadsheet method. We talked about how to fulfill orders doing merchant fulfilled. We also talked about how to integrate Shopify, how to track your numbers and things like that. In session three, we went through order fulfillment. We talked about deliver and, if you're using a prep center or not. We talked about some hazmat and some restrictions. We also went in depth on how to optimize your listings, which is going to be key to getting ready for Black Friday. And then we also talked about sourcing yet again. And we got some really great strategies from Mihal about sourcing. And then in session four, we talked about order fulfillment using the Walmart fulfillment services. Right now, we're not recommending it, but if you choose to, that's an option. Then we also discussed opportunities. We're going to talk about that briefly again today, customer service and returns. And I think, there's some interesting things, some facts about returns. And then creating promotions. So today is all about reviewing, catching up. We're going to talk about sourcing again. So we're going to go back into the sourcing sessions we've already covered. We did two really good sourcing sessions and talked about some strategies. In addition to that, we're going to just briefly touch on bundles and multi-packs. We'll probably touch on that a little bit more next week. And then the remaining sessions, we have a session next week, which is the 14th. And then we have a session in the beginning of December. And the second week of December, the class is done. So I hope that over this session, if you have been consistently following, engaging in the activities, you're actually getting results. And if you're getting results, we want to know about those results. I know people who are getting some amazing results. So share those in eCom Sellers Mastery so people can see, yeah, the information we're giving you is designed to help you get results. And a lot of the information we're sharing, actually all of the information we're sharing, does not just apply to Q4. It actually applies to all. Every time you sell on Walmart, doesn't matter what quarter it is, doesn't matter what month it is, it applies because we didn't focus 100% on Christmas. We will talk about Black Friday today, and Cyber Monday, but again, it's intended to help you to be profitable all year long. So with that being said, let me get into, see what questions we have. I think Renata's asking questions, which is good. So yeah, she's trying to get the information out for everybody. There's just been so much that we've covered. So let me go into session one. Let me get out of this. We're going to talk about session one. And I'm going to start with session one. Okay, so in session one, we talked about mindset schedule. We talked about the Walmart application and setting up the Walmart app, getting the Walmart app. It's not the seller app, it's like Amazon. It is the regular Walmart app. We did do a high level walkthrough of your account, and then we walked through how to create your first listing using the UPC method and sourcing. So with that being said, I'm just going to high level grace some of this information. Some of you are already getting ridiculous sales. Renata will tell you all day long, she has gotten ridiculous sales. Like the traffic and the traction of what she's getting on Walmart compared to Amazon has just been bananas. And I think that if you are active and consistent in your business, you'll get the same results. So when we talk about the reality of trying to get to some of your target numbers, we talked deep. We're going to talk about numbers again today briefly, but we did go into depth about some of the number strategies. So some of the simple stuff is either around, if you're trying to get to, let's say you want to get to $2,000 in profit on Black Friday. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's easy to do. Get to $4,000 just on Black Friday alone in profit. That's easy to do because you could like you could get some ridiculous numbers. You could have like a $1,000 day just on Friday alone in profit, and a $1,000 day on Saturday, and a $1,000 day on Sunday, and the same thing with Monday. So to get to that profit just in that 4 day window, it is entirely possible. Depends on how much inventory you got listed, and it also depends on how much what your profit margins are for some of that inventory. So keep that in mind as you move forward. What were your goal numbers? And we gave you some goal sheets so you could track it yourself. What were your targets? What was your objective? And the things that were a big deal, and I'm going to go into, we talked about your why. So hopefully you have already written down your information about your why. But the thing I do want to focus on is time management. We also built a schedule. We talked about being productive, and we discussed what you need to do in order to be highly profitable during Q4, especially Black Friday, Cyber Monday on Walmart. And the key things is that you've done a lot of listing, you've done a lot of sourcing. And if you're outsourcing to a prep center or to a fulfillment center, that's fine. You need to be shipping, shipping, shipping. So, you be sourcing, 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 shipping, 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 and listing, listing, listing. If you are not doing that, then you're not going to see the numbers. So the question becomes, how much of your time are you investing in the things that are going to make you the most money? Listing items is going to make you the most money. Shipping your items is going to help you be able to keep that money. So you have to engage in those activities. And then if you're not doing that, then you need to really look at what am I what am I distracted with? What have I got in my way right now? What have I been doing that's just not allowing me to make the kind of money that I would like to make? It could be that you're distracted with the news. There's a lot of stuff happening in the news. Or it could be that you're distracted with things in your family. What can you do to clear the runway for the next 2 to 3 weeks? What can you do to push aside and say, I will deal with all this stuff on December the 1st? Those are things that you really need to be evaluating right now. How do you need extra capital to invest in inventory? If you do, have you been listing things on maybe some of the other mobile platforms to be able to get that money to be able to invest? Or are you taking out a long-term, short-term loan? Are you increasing your credit limits on the existing cards? What are you doing to make sure that you have the inventory that you need or the money that you need for the inventory so that you can handle the massive sales potentially if you get the listings done? So the schedule is so important. And in the schedule, that's where you're going to commit to focusing on and engaging in income producing activities. You have to do that. If you're engaging in something that is not income producing, then you need to stop doing it right now. For the next 3 weeks, you need to not do those things. Whatever those things are, you need to not do them. You either need to put blinders on, you need to lock yourself into a room, whatever you have to do, you need to engage in those activities because the next 3 weeks are going to be paramount to the massive amount of income and success you could be having in your e-commerce business. So we talked through as part of this process. We're going to be going through. This is Mihal's numbers of her what numbers she had at the time, or either this is one of her students, but her numbers are ridiculous. This is actually March 19th of 2020, 7,000 orders. That's just ridiculous. And I know that there are some people that are getting like 200 orders a day. Order numbers are ridiculous. So that's the reason why I keep emphasizing follow your schedule. If you built the schedule, follow it. So if you have not already done so, is there still time to apply to sell on Walmart? I still think there's time. You got a learning curve and you have to wait on Walmart's response. Walmart may be fast and get responses back to you in 3 days or 2 days, or it may take longer. But then after they respond to you, you need to hit the ground running. So if you are talking to other people about selling on Walmart, or if you're still trying to work through getting your account set up, here are some of the things that Walmart's looking for. You really do need to have prior selling experience. They're looking for an account for you. They're looking for an active account or that has some level of information and or history, that you have good selling, seller support. So if you're using your Amazon account as a reference, or you're using your eBay or Etsy, that your seller rating is good, that you have a variety of products, that you fulfill the orders fast. That is so important. And if you're not able to fulfill them fast, then this week your focus needs to be on getting your account set up with Deliver, or getting your account set up with a prep center so that they can do it. So all you have to do is sit in front of your computer and list. Okay. And make sure it's a prep center that you are comfortable with and that actually has an integration with Walmart. So it'll make your life a whole lot easier. That your prices are competitive for your products, that your company is based in the US. And then some of the other things that they're looking for is that, they're recommended that your revenue be higher than 100,000 each year, and that you have, I mentioned before, good feedback on your Amazon account. So what do you need to have if you're applying? We're back to the W-9 and or WA. That EIN verification letter needs to have your address on it, and then a physical address. This can be your home address for operations. Your EIN cannot be a social security number, and whatever your planned integration is. So if you're going to be fulfilling the orders yourself, that's fine. If you're doing it yourself, this is one tip I'm going to give you right now. I would encourage you to enlist, if you got kids at home, enlist your kids and hire someone temporarily to come and help you that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Hire somebody, and Tuesday. Just have them come in for those vital 5 days. If you haven't thought about that, think about it now. Or enlist your kids to help you, next door neighbors, children, or teenagers that are in the church that you maybe attend. Get other people to help you in your business. That's what I encourage you to do. Because you're going to potentially have a lot of orders if you do a lot of listing. If you don't do a lot of listing, if you're just random about it, you only got like 10 things listed, or even 50 things listed, and you're not going to get the anticipated traffic. But if you got like 300, 400, 600 items listed, 1,000, you're going to have a lot of sales that are going to happen over that weekend, and you need to ramp up for it right now. Okay. Your Amazon store name and the URL to your Amazon store name if you're applying still. And then the other thing that we recommend is that your percentage of SKUs without a UPC needs to be 0, and those percentage that are refurbished needs to be 0 when you're doing the application. You need to be able to ship orders same day. Again, that's going to be vitally important Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I really need to emphasize that. You want to keep this Walmart account, because Walmart is definitely giving Amazon a run for its money when we're talking about third-party sellers that are just getting, like, the number of sales they're getting is ridiculous. Whatever integration you're going to be doing, if you're going to do Deliver, get it done this week. Stop playing around with that. And no office or warehouse outside of the USA, and don't be using your FBA. Don't use your FBA inventory to fulfill your orders. Just don't do that. That's a quick way to get your accounts shut down. All right, other ways to apply: Shopify, Deliver, and PayPal. That's another way. So the application is long. I am going to fly through these slides. I'm not actually going to actually talk about them. So, you're going to go, we're going to install the seller app, not the seller app, the buyer, the app, period, the Walmart app. That's going to help you doing some research, because you actually can't scan with the app. We talked about using Deliver. We have a link. If you haven't set up your Deliver account, you can go to bit.ly/ESM caps and Deliver, and be able to set up your Deliver account right now. And then you can also use PayPal as a way to integrate your account to be able to start selling on Walmart. And those will sometimes give you a conditional or provisional approval as a Walmart seller, but you still need to go through the rest of the process. All right, so this is the application process. I'm literally just going to scroll through these screens. And this is all the stuff that I talked about before: things that you need to do, things you need to make sure you populate so that you can be able to get your application approved in a timely manner. If you're coming in through Shopify, or you're coming in through Deliver, or you're coming in through PayPal, certain aspects of this application may be shorter for you because they've already got some of your information. But this is the traditional way in which to apply if you're coming in through the regular Walmart marketplace, become a seller. Okay. So once you have applied, and let's say you get approved, and hopefully you've already been approved, You need some other things that you need to keep in mind is you got to make sure that you have your company info, customer service, shipping, return policy, tax information. Like that's the kind of stuff that Walmart's going to need, and you're going to have to make sure that you get set up. Recommend that you get a logo. You can always get a logo from Fiverr. You can create one on the fly, but you're going to need a logo. You need to have a customer service phone number and email address. A lot of the customer service you'll be interacting, you have the opportunity to interact directly with the customers, unlike with Amazon, which is not the case. So be prepared for that. And then also, as a new seller, you also need to set up either a Payoneer or Hyper Wallet. We can sort of recommend Payoneer. So get that account set up, and you're going to attach that to your Walmart account. And then you're going to add products. You can add products using the UPC. You can add them using Excel spreadsheet. They got all kinds of templates. So you can use that. You can also use integration software. We use eCom Dash as one of our integration softwares. And then what is your order fulfillment? We've been hyping on that and harping on that, for a while. And your shipping solution. So ShipStation, Shipping Easy, Pirate Ship, all of those are great solutions. And then we also talked about the Walmart Fulfillment Center. So we're going to move on. So this is your back office when you're setting up your account. So once you get approved, you need to go and you need to populate all these pages. Again, I'm going to go through these a little fast, but you need to make sure that you've established all this information. This is stuff that I've mentioned before. Get all of this set up so that you're ready to go. And then once you have all this set up, then the next thing you're going to do, oh, and we do have the taxes piece. So this page is important. So the one thing I did want to point out is the codes, the tax codes for standard shipping, next day shipping, white glove shipping, all of those other things. So make sure that you populate the tax codes correctly if you haven't already done that. And this only applies if you have not already applied. You've been taking the course, you haven't applied, go do these things. All right, so now we're going to create our first listing. You have the opportunity to create your first listing as a single item, set it up by UPC match. You can do list items in bulk, or you can do a variation listing. So you have, again, a single listing, items in bulk, API, and then that's the Walmart Fulfillment Center. So you need to know what the UPC number is for something. You can pull it up by or search for it by the UPC. Yes, this is it. And then, like I said, we're going to do UPC match, or you can do GTIN. If it's GTIN, I believe you add an extra 0 on the beginning and the end. If there's an extra 0 on the beginning of the end, if you're not able to pull it up. There is also, I think we gave a Chrome extension on how to find the UPC codes for some stuff. So I will look for that, and I will put that in the eCom Sellers Mastery Facebook group, because there is a Chrome extension, I believe I mentioned it before, that you can use if you're having problems finding the UPC for something. Okay, the item weight, and then we talked about the tax code before. So set up by match. And once you are, sorry, this is sourcing at Walmart. So once you've found your items, again, that is an easy way to get your first listing up is by using the UPC. But you have to make sure your account setup is complete and your account status is active. If your account setup is not complete, one of the things I think people have been getting hung up on is that they create that first listing and they forget to put a quantity in, which doesn't allow the account to go active. And Renata can comment on that or talk about that in the comments. But that is vitally important to your account actually officially being active. So keep that in mind. All right, so sourcing, we have some sourcing at Walmart. One of the strategies that Mihal has given us is we're looking for things that are only available in the store. And so if you find some items that are only available in the store when you're going to walmart.com, those are a gold mine, they are a treasure trove, because then you can come back and you can list them on walmart.com, making them available and list them for a higher price than what you originally acquired it for. Okay? So here's some examples of stuff that she's found. And no, and then these are some of the things that she found that was only in stores. And she went in and there's no sellers on it. And so going in and listing the item so that you have the opportunity to sell it for a higher price. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. I think it's in session 3 or 4. But the thing is that, in-store only is another easy way to make some money. So this weekend, right now, what you could be doing is you could be sourcing using Walmart.com to find items and then go there and buy as many as possible. Go back and relist them on Walmart for a profit. Again, another great opportunity. And if you're going to ship them to a prep center, go do that shopping right now. Um, and then we did briefly talk about growth opportunities, but we couldn't get into it at that time. So I'm going to keep going. I do want to encourage you, if you're a person that's really concerned about COVID, that there's a couple of different ways in which you can actually still source. So if you go and find a list of things that are only available in store only, you can hire someone from Instacart, you can hire someone from TaskRabbit, Shipt, Postmates, you can hire them from the other one. So Google, just Google sites like, and then put the words like Instacart or put the words like TaskRabbit or Shipt or whatever, sites like that. So that in your area, if you have some additional options available to you, then you can hire somebody to go do the shopping for you. The best thing is like to take a picture of it. You can take a picture of it with your phone so that way you can interact with that person and send that picture to them. Say, this is the thing I want you to buy, and buy everything that they got or buy as many of them as they have. So that's a way to still do this, even though our COVID numbers are going up, that you can go out, you can source that way. Otherwise, if you feel comfortable going in the store, go in the store. Okay. We've talked about that before. So either you can hire somebody or you can go in the store, or you can send, some, again, teenagers are always looking for an easy way to make coin where they don't have to go work in a fast food joint. Trust me, they are. They're always looking for a way to make some money. So hiring a teenager to go out and do some shopping for you, tell them to put a mask on, encourage that they wear gloves, blah, blah, blah. Give them the pictures, give them a prepaid card possibly, and send them out to go do the shopping for you. Okay? And again, this is going to be somebody that you fully vetted yourself. The other thing is we had previously talked about budget. So if you haven't established a budget, you need to figure out what your budget's going to be for the next week, because you have to, in order to make money, you're going to have to spend money. You're going to have to buy some inventory in order to sell the inventory. You're going to have to acquire it somehow, whether you get it from your wholesale supplier, if you've already ordered it from your wholesale supplier, if you've already bought it, you're going to have to you have to spend some money. So you need to figure out what your budgeting situation is going to be. We also talked about, there's a lot here, but I don't want to go through all of it. Just basically make sure you're keeping track of any work that you're doing in your business. That is so important. I hate when we get to the end of Q4 and then nobody's keeping track, like not keeping the receipts, not tracking the mileage. Like, you need to do all that, because all of that is a tax write-off for you and your business. Okay. And you still have the opportunity to find things around the house to sell. So don't overlook that. So here's some sources in addition to sourcing from Walmart. So I went into Walmart the other day, and probably going out to Walmart today and tomorrow. Walmart yesterday. I mean, it's just, I've just been doing a lot of sourcing. And a lot of stores, they have clearance. So, if you're in an area where you have a lot of stores, that is a huge blessing to you. But if you're not in an area where you have a lot of stores, be strategic about how you're going to go out and source. So maybe you're spending a full, 8 hours or 12 hours or whatever. Maybe you have to drive 2 hours to get to your closest, metropolitan city. And so if you have to do that, it may be worth the drive, but you need to scope out which stores you intend to hit. So if you're going to hit multiple Walmarts, Targets, Dollar Trees, whatever, put together your strategy. Like, okay, I'm going to set a timer on my clock. Again, this is all about planning. I'm going to go an hour in this store, an hour in that store, and 2 hours in this store. Like, make sure you have a strategy, because you have got to do a massive amount of sourcing right now in order to make the kind of money that you want to make for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So these are stores. There's a lot of inventory that's out there to be acquired. Hit up all these stores. And if you don't want to go out, again, the strategies I've already given you, or you can order from wholesale suppliers. Now, here's the deal. Ordering from wholesale suppliers this late in the game, you're so close. That doesn't mean that the inventory won't be available to you um, for after Black Friday. Okay, having it arrive in time for you to be able to guarantee that you can do same day shipping or next day shipping, you're cutting it close unless you have a guarantee from the wholesale supplier. So if you've got an account that's established like that, good for you. But if you don't, then what your best bet may be is that your inventory arrives after Black Friday and you use it to list those items the 2 weeks before Christmas. So that's my take on that. You can use any of these wholesale. Like I'm telling you, there's so much stuff that's on clearance. It's ridiculous. So much is on clearance. So, and also don't overlook the stores that are going out of business, unfortunately. Remember that there are stores that have gone out of business or that are still going out of business. And so they're going to have some inventory that you can take advantage of. So don't overlook those as well. All right. So that is session one. I'm going to check for questions real quick and we're going to go to session two. I think Renata's got it. Okay.
We haven't had any major questions. We're chatting in here about sourcing and some of the things that are selling, but I think everyone's getting a lot from the class. Most it looks like everyone over here is already selling. I asked if anyone had, if everyone had their accounts already set up. I believe I think I've worked with everyone in here at least at some point. So looks like we're good. If you guys have questions, post them in the chat, and I'll do what I can to get them answered.
All right. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. That means you guys are going to have some major success stories to share this upcoming Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Okay, so in session two, we talked about listing, and we gave you a couple of different ways in which you could list. So the first one in session one was by UPC. And so with Walmart listings, your SKU, your UPC GTIN, we talked about the difference between UPC and GTIN, which is so important because sometimes you can only find it by GTIN. So don't overlook that. Your price, your weight. We talked about the tax code before. Your title, your description, and when we get into listing optimization, like oh my gosh, your title, your descriptions can be so important. Key features, keywords, and we talked about some ways to do keyword research and your variation. So when you log into your back office, you have your maintenance and your seller items, fulfilled items. Sorry, seller fulfilled items. So once you go in there, this is where I'm used to seeing. You're going to add a single product or you're going to add items by bulk. Okay. So when you add items by bulk or you add them as a single item, the full spectrum. Okay, this is full spectrum items. Okay, so this is you downloading this is the download of the spreadsheet. Am I right, Renata? Yeah, this is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the download of the spreadsheet. So you can populate it and then you'll do the upload after you have populated the spreadsheet for the upload. So this is you uploading your, sorry, I can't even see the bar. Hold on. I got stuff in the way. Just a second. Let me move this. Hide. Hide. There we go. Now I can see it. So creating listings in bulk. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to use full spectrum, full item spectrum, and then you're going to use the Excel spreadsheet method to upload those items. You have to make sure you populate all the columns. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You're going to check for errors. So that's going to be extremely important. And I think we did in that session for session two, we actually did a live example of that. You can also use other tools to import your catalog from Amazon. So some of you have listings on Amazon that we're talking about seller fulfilled. We're not talking about we're talking about selling or merchant fulfilled. We're not talking about FBA. So don't import your FBA into Walmart. We're not trying to have your account shut down because if you do that, you're going to fulfill from your Walmart inventory. Amazon inventory. It's going to arrive in an Amazon box and then it'll be like, oh, my Walmart account was shut down. Yeah, because you should not be shipping in an Amazon box. So don't do that. But you can import your Amazon seller fulfilled or merchant fulfilled listing over to Walmart to make your life a lot easier. Another way to do that is you can also do the Shopify integration. So we encourage you. We've talked about so when you go to Shopify, if you have a Shopify store, you can look for the app in the Shopify store. It's the Walmart app. Once you look for it, get registered in it, and then it'll have a link that you can log into Walmart or create your Walmart account, and you can use that to import all of your Amazon listings from through Shopify to Walmart and from Amazon. Sorry. So from Amazon to Shopify to Walmart. And again, we're talking about seller fulfilled, merchant fulfilled. I want to make sure I'm stressing that and emphasizing that. I am not encouraging people to use their FBA inventory to do this. Okay. So then how to fulfill your orders. So you can use the shipping software. We mentioned a couple of them: ShipStation, Shipping Easy, Pirate Ship. You can the merchant that you do in merchant fulfilled. If you're going to use a prep center or a fulfillment center, we also recommended if you're going to use a fulfillment center, like Deliver is a great option because you have amazing customer service with them. But you also have the opportunity to use some of the prep centers around the U.S. So if you do have an account with a prep center, this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Just double check what their strategy is for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so that they can ensure to you that they plan on getting your shipments out to your customers same day. So just contact them, reach out to them so that you feel comfortable that your prep center that is doing also your fulfillment. If it's just a straight prep center, that's different than a prep fulfillment center. So Prep Center is doing what you need to do to the item to make it ready for it to be shipped to a customer, but the fulfillment center will do the fulfilling. So there are prep fulfillment centers out here, and if you are sending inventory to a prep fulfillment center, whether it's wholesale or you're shipping it yourself, and they're doing work for you, and then they are fulfilling the orders, just make sure that they're prepared for you for Black Friday. Go ahead, Renata. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to ask the attendees, if you are merchant fulfilling, which I believe everyone is right now, if you wouldn't mind just dropping in the chat which of the online shipping services you're using, because there are a lot of them. And I know that at least one of them did not increase the postage for the holidays. And I can't remember who it was. I thought it was Sendle, Sendle, but I did a couple of comparisons this morning when I shipped, and theirs were actually more than Pirate Ship. But I know Pirate Ship went up. So if you guys are merchant fulfilling and have seen that your shipping costs have remained low, if you wouldn't mind just dropping in the comments so everyone will have an opportunity to try different ones out, who you're using. I'm using Pirate Ship, Shippo, it's called Shippo, Shippo. Pirate Ship, Shippo, and Sindel. Some are easier than others, but I was looking for some of those savings over the next few months since the postage is going up next week.
I thought I saw something for ShipStation, either ShipStation or Shipping Easy, but I could be wrong. That they were keeping their prices flat.
It was definitely one that I'd used before, and I haven't used. I've got accounts with Shipping Easy and ShipStation, but I haven't used them for Merchant Fulfill.
Okay.
So I don't think it was them. But if I see anything, I'll drop it in the Facebook group because I was definitely looking this morning as I had about 30 orders to send out, and most of them are light items, and so the shipping isn't astronomical, but when you're sending out 20, 30, 40 packages a day, if you can save 40 or 50 cents on each of those just because the postage rates going up, and it's supposed to be a temporary hike just for the holidays, but if you can save that, that would be helpful for anybody. If you're only doing a couple of packages a day, it may not be a big deal to you, but if anyone knows about those differences and can drop it in the chat, that'll be helpful for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And Renata, if you don't find the Chrome extension, I'll put it in the Facebook group. But if you do, can you drop that in the Facebook group as well? And you can put it in the thread as well.
Which one?
For the finding the UPC.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's a paid Chrome extension. It's a low cost. It's like, I don't know, $10, $12, something like that. Okay.
I've got so many. I'm sorry. I've got so many. I'll drop some of mine in there, but I get the UPC automatically when I go over to Amazon, and I'm not paying for any of those extensions. So I have to go look and see which ones I'm using. I know DS number, something like that. But they all pop up at once. So I don't know which one is actually giving me the UPC. But
Okay.
most of the time, just as a tip, most of the time, if you don't have the Chrome extensions installed, just like we used to tell people to scroll to the bottom to find the ranking, the UPC is usually embedded in the Amazon, not the listing, but the Amazon ASIN as well. If you scroll through that item that you're looking to list and go all the way to the bottom, along with some of the other product details, you'll usually find the UPC, but some of these Chrome extensions pull it out and blast it right up to the top for you, which makes it easy. So I'll look at the ones that I have and post those in there, and then I'll look at the one for that Nicole is mentioning too, and see if I have that one installed.
Yeah, and it's helpful if you're actually on Walmart when you're doing whatever you're doing, and you're not in Amazon doing any research, that you're actually on Walmart. And that's what that Chrome extension is intended. Okay, so going back to shipping, I talked about ShipStation, Shipping Easy. Renata's going to put some additional shipping options in the chat. So if you have questions about that. So the key to Walmart, as we stated before, is that you need to ship very quickly. That's why I encourage you to have that conversation with your prep center, or sorry, your fulfillment center, whoever it is, just to ensure that they have staffed up, or they plan on staffing up, and whatever their strategy is going to be. Hopefully, they've already pre-communicated some of that to you. But if they haven't, just ask the question, because you don't want your account to be in jeopardy because of the fact that that they can't commit to that. And then the second part of that is, if you're not using a prep center, fulfillment center, or whatever, deliver, then that you personally have a strategy to be able to handle the mail that's going to be going out. So again, ordering your shipping supplies now, making sure that you have a plan for, hey, the nieces and nephews are going to be staying with me over Thanksgiving break, and we're going to be shipping some stuff, so that you're prepared to deal with that, because there will be a lot of orders that'll happen over the Thanksgiving break, because people want to make sure the stuff arrives in time for Christmas. So that is going to be a big deal. So put together your strategy now. What's your plan? Who are you going to sweet talk? Who are you buying pizza and soda for? Because that's a great way to pay high schoolers. Let me just tell you, I've done it multiple times. And so, hiring them to do the work for you is going to be a great strategy. But put together your strategy, and make sure that you have a plan for um, getting your shipments out same day or next day. And then if you haven't ordered your supplies, get your supplies ordered. Oh my goodness, get them ordered, get them ordered, get them ordered. Or if you're low on supplies, like today might be a good day to go check your supplies. Okay. So we talked about a couple of fulfillment centers, prep fulfillment centers, down south, my fulfillment team, Pro Prep. So these are all, they do prep and they do fulfillment. You also have the option of deliver. And if you do, we talked about Walmart Fulfillment Services. As stated before, they're still putting their solution together. It is not like regular FBA in the sense of trying to get the shipment to the Walmart Fulfillment Center. It is, it is you going and requesting that, and then waiting for them to approve you, and then going through that process. I'm not going to recommend at this point that you engage in Walmart Fulfillment Center for this Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That is definitely something that you can consider after, maybe even after the new year. Whatever process you're going to put in place, settle into it now and get it ready now. Okay. And when you're looking for a prep center, these are the things that you want to make sure that they can handle, that they got some level of integration, that they can, sorry, this is not a prep center. This is software. I apologize. And so our recommendation is eCom Dash. But whatever tool that you're using for software, you want to make sure that it has some type of integration for your software, your order, your pricing, so that it makes it easy for you to be able to use that software to manage your inventory on Walmart and any other platforms that you happen to be selling inventory on. I've talked a few times about, inventory on your own, using like the mobile apps, because you got some extra stuff you want to get rid of. This is a great time to put that stuff up to make some extra money and to get some sales. And so some of those actually do have an integration with different software. So you can find a solution that will allow you to integrate your Amazon, your Walmart, and any other platform you happen to be selling on. these are the things that you want to look for. And so here's a list of recommendations and or providers. As I mentioned before, we use eCom Dash, but there are so many of them to look at. So evaluate them, see what works best for you, see who you like. And a lot of these will also have integrations to Shopify. So, like I said, we use eCom Dash. You can go to bit.ly/ES in caps, eCom Dash. Again, bit.ly/ES in caps, eCom Dash. And so that's who we use as our integration software. You don't have to use integration software, but if you have a lot of inventory that's spread out over several different platforms, it makes sense to do it. If you have maybe 50 items on this platform and 50 items on that platform, it may not be cost effective for you to be able to do that. But if you have 50 and 50 and your volume is like one of them has 5,000 in inventory count and the other one has 2,000 in inventory count, then you might want to use a tool, because even though the number of SKUs and inventory that you may have as far as the different items is low, your volume is super high. So again, when we're talking about volume, whether it's a lot of different items that you're selling or you have a lot of those items that you're selling, that's when you want to look into integration software. And then we did talk about the numbers. We got into a very long discussion about the numbers, and it continued into next week. So the biggest thing I want you to keep in mind, as I said before, it is all about you keeping track of what your goals and objectives are and actually trying to hit those goals and targets. And we talked about establishing a budget early on. This is in session 2. So we talked about establishing a budget. If your budget for spending is $1,000 a week or $2,000 a week or $500 a week or $50 a week, just making sure that you're hitting your targets so that you can experience some level of return on the investment. If you're able to acquire inventory for $0, that's always fantastic and amazing. But that's the norm. So again, even if you can get it for low cost using liquidators or whatever, your ROI is going to be extremely important. So establish that budget to figure out how much you're going to spend, and then what is the number you're trying to get to every single either month, week, sale, whatever, so that you hit your targets long term, bigger picture over a month or over 12 weeks or whatever it happens to be. Okay. Your ROI is so important in making sure that you're profitable, because if you're not going through and evaluating whether or not you truly are or are not profitable, then at the end of this Q4, you can say, oh my goodness, I made $10,000. But then you discover that you spent 9,000 and then you spent an extra 500 in shipping supplies. And so your total profit is like $500. Like, that's not worth your time. So you really need to be paying attention to what you're doing, what your margins are, and what your volume is for those items. Okay. So this was a great session. I encourage you to come back and sort of look at it if you want to dig into your numbers a little bit more. We covered a lot on your numbers. And so the biggest piece of this is that you go back and you make sure that you're hitting the targets that you intended to hit. And we have a tracking log. This is all in the Facebook group, a 12-week tracking log of your productivity. This is how many items did I say I was going to list every single week, and how many did I actually list? How much money did I say I was going to spend every single week? How much did I actually spend? How much in profit or how many sales did I have this week? What was my target for sales? And how much profit did I make this week? Like, this is you being accountable to you every single week over the 12 weeks. So whatever your numbers are for next week, the following week, and the week after that, like, those should hopefully be higher targets. Maybe you're spending more money now to expect to get that return on the investment later. And you should be spending more money now. We also gave you some calculators that you could use to help you figure out the ROI on some of the products that you may be sourcing. But again, I have to tell you, Mihal's method of doing the whole only available on Walmart and then relisting back on Walmart is just a flipping gold mine. Like, I don't even know why. That is the easiest and the fastest way to make a boatload of money. And just doubling the price or increasing the price when you relist it is just bananas. So that is session 2. If you have any questions on session 2, I'm going to go to session 3. Go ahead and type those in the chat. So session 3. For session 3, let's see. Okay. This one, continuing knowing your numbers, the Shopify integration, the fulfillment through deliver and other prep centers again, and then talking about hazmat restrictions and optimizing your listings. Optimizing your listings is so important. So this is where I was continuing the conversation about your numbers. So again, finding if you're selling in order to get to some of these numbers, which are sort of easy numbers to get to, this is over a 90-day period versus over a 30-day period. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the 30-day period. So getting to some numbers over a 30-day period. If you're trying to get to $6,000 over a 30-day period, then you got to have over $200 in profit every single day. Is that doable? Yeah. How do I break that down? So you could have 75 sales a day with $2.67 in profit, or you can have 5 sales a day at $40 in profit. This is how you read this chart. 15 sales a day at $13.33 in profit, or 25 sales a day with $8 in profit. Could you actually have 25 sales a day over the next 30 days? Absolutely. What if you had 25 sales a day and the profit was not $8? Let's say the profit was $15 on average. Again, look at what you're selling. What are your profit margins so you can try and get to your goal numbers? And then I also gave you access to a spreadsheet that's also in the Facebook group that you can use and reference to be able to do your calculations for show me the numbers. So now we're back to Shopify and we're talking about the Shopify integration. This is if you have a Shopify store and using your Shopify store to be able to sell on Walmart and or bring your listings from Shopify to Walmart or Walmart to Shopify. So the thing that you want to do is you want to, again, if you have a Shopify store, go to the App Store in Shopify and then look for the Walmart Marketplace app and then add that app. Then you're going to use that to log in or to register to sell one of the others. Hopefully you've already registered to sell. So now it's a matter of logging in. And then once you log in, what you're going to see here is this is where you can bring in your listings down here at the bottom into your Shopify store, which is awesome. It's another way to get those listings in. You import them, you import all of them. So, you import all of them. You can select specific ones. And that way those items become available on your Shopify store. So let's say you have a niche and maybe your niche is, and she likes to talk about pajamas. So we'll just use pajamas. So maybe your Shopify store is all about selling pajamas, but on Walmart, you're selling everything under the sun. So, and you have pajamas. So you can bring those pajama listings from your Walmart store over to your Shopify store. And that way they'll be available on your niche Shopify store. Vice versa, if you've got a bunch of stuff that's maybe you've got multiple stores that you're running on Shopify and you want to bring those listings over to Walmart and make them available for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you have the opportunity to do that. So don't overlook that opportunity to do that, to integrate the two. And again, this is session 3. I have to hide this little floaty thing just a second. I hate it when I can't get to this. I'm hiding. There we go. So, okay. So when you click on the Sell on Walmart app, online store selection, this is Shopify. Hold on. There we go. Yes, it is Shopify. So, yeah, when you log in, click on your Walmart listings and you're going to import them, small groups of 10 to 15 products. You can import them in bulk, or you can import them UPC. You could do the UPC match SKU. UPC needs to match Shopify and Walmart and Shopify. So this one is a big deal, making sure that your UPC matches. So when you create your listings on Shopify, if you're selling on Shopify, they need to match. If you're trying to bring them into Walmart and vice versa. And then the actual inventory that is synced to Walmart.com will be available number minus 25. So whatever that number is that you're syncing up will be available minus that. This is you bringing them in bulk. This is walking you through that. And So you can go through, and I don't know if we did do a live demonstration of this, but I want you to know like we're doing a Shopify class as well. And so one of the strategies is to actually bring this in. But again, this is your example of what this will look like when you actually bring your listings from Walmart over to Shopify and vice versa. So here's now we're getting into restricted brands, restricted things that you cannot sell on Walmart. So I need to change this from avoid to just restricted. So basically, these are the ones that you can't sell on Walmart. Equate, great value, those are things that are very common. Go ahead, Renata, you want to say something?
Yes, these are only the Walmart brands, so you don't want to take the Walmart brands and try to sell them on Walmart. But there is an additional list that I'll look for now, see if I have that somewhere, of actual other brands. Like I know for a fact I tried to list Melissa and Doug because Amazon kicked me off of a listing. I am approved to sell Melissa and Doug on Amazon, but for whatever reason, there was an item that they wouldn't let me sell. And when I went over to Walmart, I was all excited, and Walmart won't let me sell it either. But it specifically said it was a brand issue. I've had a few of them come up where it says it is a um, not brand. What's another word for that? But the messages that you get from Walmart, in my opinion, are a little cryptic because they don't always tell you explicitly why you can't list something. Sometimes it's just an error, and then I'll go open a ticket and they'll tell me you can't list this because it's this brand. So there is another list floating around of just some actual restricted items, but this is just a given like Walmart items. Although equated, not equate, what's the other one? Great Value is on here, and I've been very successful in selling some Great Value items, but it's always, as she said before, it's when Walmart runs out of stock. So
Here's the
there's some
rest of
items.
them. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened here, so let me fix this because here's the rest of them. They're at the bottom. So let me just,
Oh, okay.
I think they're at the bottom. So you keep talking and I'll just fix it.
Well, that's it. That's all I wanted to say, just so people, when they see this, they'll recognize that these are, because I didn't know that some of these were specific private label for Walmart. Like some of them, when my kids were younger, obviously Equate and George, and some of those I was familiar with, but some of these others, I did not know. I didn't realize that they were specifically Walmart private label. So these are all that first list that Nicole's showing you. These are actually Walmart branded items. So before you go really deep in sourcing some of these items, I just recommend that you get the UPC right in the store, go home, try it out first. And if it allow you to list it, by all means, I've been able to sell. I sold some great Halloween items. Walmart ran out of stock, and I sold out in like a day, and those were great value. So I think that they may be kind of picking and choosing what they'll let you sell. But for me, it's been all seasonal items and it's worked out really well. So just be aware of the Walmart brands and know that you may not be able to sell those because obviously they want to have control over, the marketplace as well as the pricing strategy for those items.
Okay, and so I think I got the other list, and you can see that now. So here's some other ones that they will not allow you to sell. The other one is where's the little girl? What's the doll? Oh gosh, LOL, surprise! Like they want.
LOL is on there, and I think Walmart has a doll too. I don't see that one on there. I can't think of the name of her. Is it American Girl? Something similar to that. But those
It's
items are
similar
all,
to American Girl. Yeah, she's. It's
yeah.
very.
Those items are also restricted on the Walmart side. From my own experience, like I said, I think there may be some wiggle room on some of these just because I see one that I've sold, but for the most part, oh, and Ozark Trail, I've sold a lot of that one as well. So just be aware that Walmart has their items and they can absolutely tell you either you can't sell this item or you can't sell this item for your price.
The other thing about Walmart is that you'll actually know that you can't sell it because it will. You get an error in most cases. So you're gonna get some type of error when you try to list it. So be mindful of that, or it just won't let you list it. In most cases, I won't say in all cases. So I'm trying to move this over, but I don't see LOL surprise on here. What else am I missing?
Yeah, and LOL, that's just the dolls. It's not the obviously I've been selling LOL everything else, toys and coloring books, anything else with the LOL brand on it has been working okay as far as actually getting it listed, but they will not allow you to sell the LOL dollars. So if you have some of those, even from prior seasons, I will recommend and actually encourage you list those everywhere because I found one that had rolled out of a bin into something else, and I think it was a season two, and I didn't even really know what to list it for because I didn't have any listed. The listing was gone, but I listed it on Mercari, I listed it on eBay, I listed it on Bonanza, and I think the eBay and Bonanza pulled it from eBay, but it literally sold in like a few minutes, and then it sold again on another platform, and I had to cancel the order because people are looking for those items that are either discontinued or no longer available. We cannot stress that enough. Like people still want what they
Old
want.
stuff. Yep.
So if you have things that are no longer available on the manufacturer's website or on the big websites or whatever, people are looking for those items, and there's a whole buy and hold strategy on toys that I don't typically implement, but when I've lost something in my inventory for a minute and it pops back up, those items are usually pretty hot. Hatchimals were the devil for me last year. I was
Was
so
it
upset about having sold Hatchimals for years. And then last year I had some that hadn't sold. And again, I had one that was listed and it was just sitting there and I didn't know anything about it. And I sold that puppy for probably 5 times what I bought it for just the other day. But I'd
yeah.
forgotten about it. I'm like, really? When I got the sale, I'm like, I still have some of these. And I really only had one left, but it was a Target exclusive that somebody was looking for. And I think it would happen. I think the only reason I had it, I think it had been a return at some
Return.
point.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I have two that I'm probably going to be selling for like three times. I have six, no four that I'm going to be selling for three times the price. Like yeah.
I know we're past the sourcing piece, but I just thought of something when we mentioned Hatchimal for anyone that may be having a difficult time coming up with the funds for sourcing. This is a great time. I haven't been in the store to actually see what they're doing for um, layaway this time of year. I don't know if they're still doing it. I don't know if any of the stores are doing it because of COVID. But if you find a store that is doing that, sometimes they have, like a small restocking fee or whatever. But if you can find a hot selling item and put it on the layaway, what I was doing was setting up several layaways when the Hatchimals came out because those weren't cheap. So as opposed to putting 10 or 15 of them in one layaway account, I set up several layaway accounts with just a few of them in them. And when those items sold, I would go get them off layaway and pay that layaway off. And the rest of that was profit.
Yeah. Great.
So just an idea if anyone is having difficulty coming up with funds, especially for some of the pricier items. Like most of the time, I would spend all of my inventory budget on small items where I'm getting, 1,000% return and that sort of thing. So I'm perfectly okay with doing that. But when the Hatchimals came out, they were such a hot selling item. I didn't want to go really deep, all in, all at once, buying $60 and $70 items. I knew they were selling, but I didn't know how fast they would sell. So that was what I ended up doing, and that ended up working really well for me. I think like I said, those last few that I got off either got returned or, sat for a while. I know I didn't have the layaway at Target; it had to be Walmart. But that one that I just sold was a Target exclusive. But if you
Mhm.
have any stores nearby you that are doing layaway, especially if they don't have a bunch of fees and restocking fees and that sort of thing, pull that stuff off, put it in layaway, and get it off when it sells.
Yeah. And
And
even
that
if
cash
you can't
in
do
hand.
layaway this year, just keep that strategy in mind for next year. Hopefully, we will have some level of return to normalcy. And if we
Yeah,
do, that's a great strategy for next year as well.
I hadn't looked to see if they were doing it, and there may be some concerns with COVID, but clearly there will be stores that will have something similar set up to allow you to buy now and pay later. So just keep those things in mind. If you don't have credit cards with large limits and that sort of thing, that there's always a way to get these things done if you just put your creative mind to it and get out there and get going, see what's selling and see what you need to do to be able to hop into some of these major sales.
Yep, definitely. Okay, so I'm going to go into a few more restrictions, things that you can't sell. So you have to get pre-approved in these categories for everyone's cell phones. All of these categories you have to get pre-approved in. Then things that they don't want you to sell that you can't sell. Here's the list. So keep that in mind, and we continue down that list: digital products, so on and so forth. And so those are your biggest restrictions. So outside of that, you can pretty much sell anything you want to on Walmart. If you're trying to create a listing and it's just not going through, it could be that item is something that Walmart is just not going to allow you to sell at the end of the day. All right, so deliver. We have talked about deliver over and over again. There's a lot to deliver. The thing is, I'm going to say, and I'm just going to go through these, I'm not going to talk through them. The thing that you need to keep in mind is that deliver is a great way to get your stuff shipped to your customers in a timely manner. And it's a great way to help you keep your Walmart account in good standing. The reason is because Walmart trusts deliver. They do. And so the fact that you're using it um, is extremely beneficial to your business, your Walmart business long term. So, if you don't establish any other account, at least go through the process to begin establishing a deliver account, because a deliver account can help you long term. If your account gets into jeopardy or anything like that, they see that you have a deliver account and they do trust deliver to make sure that the items get pulled and shipped to the customers in a timely manner. Okay. Not going to say that there's not going to be any hiccups. Not going to say that there's not going to be something that happens unexpectedly, because even when you're doing Amazon FBA, there's stuff that happens with the warehouses. It's just the nature. There's stuff that can happen with the warehouse if you were with a prep center or fulfillment center. But what I'm saying is that Deliver and Walmart have an established relationship. They trust one another. So therefore, that could help you long term in maintaining a healthy account when it comes to getting your order shipped out in a timely manner. Go ahead,
If I
Lynn.
can jump in for just a second on deliver, if any of you have not created a deliver shipment, I encourage you to do it. I actually even liked it as opposed to my dreaded FBA shipments, because with Deliver, even though I had been through Mihal's training and actually spoken to someone to deliver at Deliver about getting it done, when I actually got on the phone with my account rep and did it, it was the easiest thing, because you can determine exactly how many of each item you want to send to all four of their warehouses. So even though you do have to send four, because they want to make sure that they can get it out in that 2-day time period, you can actually, what I ended up doing was saying, oh, I've got this item or these items that are selling really well. And it was a great sourcing strategy for me, because when I went to go buy them, I bought an even number. So I bought like 50, I bought like 200, and I said I'll send 50 to each of the warehouses. And I just threw them all in a box, put the label on it, and off they went, as opposed to creating the shipment and then having someone else tell you how many have to go into each box, and then trying to find the right size box, and one shipment gets there and one doesn't, all kinds of crazy. So I have been
Yes.
an FBA procrastinator for years because of that process. And so with Deliver, I'm finding, oh, I can get these shipments out like almost every day. I can put a shipment together because I can look around my inventory, find what I need to sell, find what's selling, and then I keep some back, of course, for merchant fulfill. If it's two of each, just so that I can get 8 out or whatever I need to do, I'm able to do that, and then put, enough items into even a big box, you know, 10 of these, 4 of these, 2 of these, or whatever, and make 4 of those exact shipments. So I don't need to look for box sizes or any of that. Once I know what box I'm using, I find 3 more of them, get it all done, and I can get those done in like 30 minutes, which is nothing like my FBA nightmares.
I
Nothing like
love,
my
yeah,
FBA.
it's like, okay, 6 in this box, and this one's going to Arizona, this one's going to Washington, this one's going to
Yeah.
Gallup, whatever.
And
Yeah,
they want one
you're not.
item in a box. They want you to create a shipment with one item, and you're going to pay $8 in shipping to get one item somewhere. And a lot of times I would just cancel that shipment
Cancel
because I'm
it.
like,
Yeah,
I'm not doing
cancel it.
that.
Yeah. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and I always do inventory placement. I'm like, look, I'm gonna pay the extra 30 cents because I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But just wanted
moving
to
on.
put that out there if anyone has any fears about getting started with Deliver. I am the new Deliver postcard person for all things Deliver shipments because it was too easy, too easy. And then the other piece is with with Amazon liking to use UPS, the UPS lines have been, in my opinion, very long here. So with Deliver, you can use FedEx, and you can go just about anywhere. You can go to Office Max, you can go to Walgreens, you can go to. They have a lot of different outlets. Some WalMarts have FedEx in them, so you can
Yep.
actually get that done along with your regular errands. Now you don't have to make a special trip or pay UPS to come and pick your stuff up. So that was really cool too. So just wanted to encourage people to actually get started with Deliver and actually create those shipments and get them out. The deadline for Black Friday, I believe, was just the other day, November the 3rd, I believe it was. But my account rep has been very encouraging in saying, they've got to put numbers on it just to make sure that you don't expect it. She said, but there's typically about an 8-day lead time. So if you get it in, to all four places, if they get it checked in 8 days before Black Friday, then you still have a good chance of them being available. They can't guarantee it, but do not, Black Friday is going to come and go, and the sales are still going to be hopping. So if you haven't done that yet, get them out there. You're still going to be able to make a ton of sales in December for Christmas.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, even though so the screen right now that we're looking at right now says that Deliver wanted your inventory to arrive by October the 15th and November the 3rd. And again, I've already encouraged you a couple of times to reach out to whoever your fulfillment center is. But if you're late in the game, and if they can still receive it, they may not be able to guarantee it, but if they can still receive it, get a shipment out like today and tomorrow and the next day. Like, really do what you can if you don't want to be doing those shipments yourself. If you don't have the bandwidth and the time to get those shipments out, then you may be at a place where you have to ship it yourself. So again, you start working on your plan B, you start hiring those high schoolers. They will work for Little Caesars Pizza, $5 and a 6 pack or a 12 pack or a 24 pack of soda. I'm telling you, it works.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just want to encourage you.
And just another quick reminder, if people haven't thought about it, if you are traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday, if you're going to be, even if you're just going to be, across town for a few days, but away from your actual inventory, Walmart wants those things to go out. If you get that order before 2, they want it to go out same day, or they want it, you can show shipped. You can just ship it. Doesn't have to actually be in the post office, receptacle, but they want that within that day or the next day. So if you are going to be traveling, you need to have a backup plan to get your shipments out if you shut down for those couple of days. Not necessarily your shipments, but your sales. You want to still be able to make sales while you're unavailable. So that's my story. I'm actually traveling over the holiday. I don't want to miss out on all of my sales while I'm gone. So on the Amazon side, I will truly have to just shut things down on the merchant fulfill side, and I'll miss those sales for those 2 days. But now that I've got a bunch of items in to deliver by their deadline, I know that I'll at least be able to get. I'll probably sell out of those items, but I know that I'll at least be getting sales for those 2 or 3 days that I'm showing unavailable on my own websites.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. So this is one of the outside of sourcing and listing, sourcing and listing, sourcing and listing, making sure that you're ready for shipping. This right here is one of the most important sections. So the thing that I'm going to encourage you to do definitely is to go back and watch just this section for um, session 3. The reason I say that is because the more optimized your listing is, the better the chances you will be found and the faster you will have sales. The better you get at making sure that you have an optimized listing, the more money you will make long term. Sourcing is terribly important. Sourcing the right inventory is terribly important. But making sure that the right inventory is searchable or findable, not a real word, but make sure that they can find it is extremely important to the success of your e-commerce business. So again, making sure that that listing is 100% optimized is so important. And this, I've taught listing optimization for years, and everyone has a different approach. You know, Mahal's approach to listing optimization is different than my approach, is different to Amy Weiss's approach. We all have different approaches to listing optimization, but we can all agree that for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the key is to be found. And so this, more than anything else, is going to be detrimental to you making a lot of money. There's going to be stuff that's going to be findable because it's, you know, it's common and it's popular and it's whatever. But then there you have some of those listings that maybe, just maybe, adding that extra keyword or making sure that you have that extra picture or whatever the extra search term is going to be game changer for some inventory maybe you've been trying to get rid of for a while. So follow the action steps around making sure that your listing is optimized. Um, Making sure that your description is good, making sure that your title is good, making sure that you're clear, making sure that you're adding terms or search words that people are looking for, and also including things that are common, like this is a great gift for children, great gift for girls, great holiday gift for boys, whatever it happens to be somewhere in this process. Now, the thing about Walmart, unlike some of the other platforms, is that you're going to be limited in some of the characters, because if you're using the Excel spreadsheet and if the listing description is too long, you got to chop it off. We've seen that in some of the exercises that Nihal has done when she was uploading the Excel spreadsheet. So that becomes a challenge. But making sure that you have in the listing the key words that are going to help your listing be found are so important. The things that are already popular, if already it's already moving on Amazon, it's already making money. That's important, and so those are probably going to be found very easily. It's going to be the things like if you're trying to sell some bundles, if you're trying to sell a multi-pack, that you include the words that people might be searching or looking for in the midst of that. Okay. And then making sure that you populate or highlight, it's called highlights, those key features, some additional words that people may be searching, people may be trying to find. That's going to be extremely important. So don't forget those because they actually do hold value. They do have meaning. So having as many words as possible included in the listing that's so that people can find it. Um, this one is an example of way too many features. So, having the important features are things that people are maybe most searched. That's extremely important. Not using the things that people are not searching for or the things that are too vague. That's going to be extremely important as well. So, sports bra, pink, that helps nobody. It's very limited, it's very thin. Add some more additional information so that you include the words that people are looking for, even if it is somebody's looking for a specific brand. Like the Fruit of the Loom, I probably would have put it on the end, but anyway, women's strappy sports bra, I would definitely put that definitely at the beginning. So we have some examples. She has some bad examples and some good examples that she went through. A Paw Patrol 5-piece backpack set, not enough information. Then we have a better example. Whoops. Oh, no, she pulled up a better example. So the bad example and the good example, you need to have as much information as possible. You need to have really amazing pictures, um, especially if you're creating the listing. If you have the UPC, you have to create the listing from scratch. Make sure that the picture that you're uploading has as much of the image and less white space as possible. In most cases, you're going to be listing based off of an existing listing, but there will be times you're going to do uploads. So make sure that you've reduced the amount of white space in the image and that you're including as many images as possible. I believe the dimensions are the same as Amazon. Renata, correct me if I'm wrong, like isn't it 1,000 by 1,000 or something like that? And name your image file if you're doing image uploads as well. Make sure that you name that. I forget what the
Yes, they will tell you if it's not zoomable, but I've been able to, I've been copying images, saving images, doing long tail keywords and that sort of thing. But I'm finding just about any size has been working. If it ends up where it's blurry, if you zoom in, you'll get like a little not really an error message.
Triangle.
They'll still let you use it, but it will give you a message asking you to add more images or to add better images.
And I would encourage you to add better images because remember, during the holidays, more than ever, people are searching using their mobile devices. So if you get that little triangle that says this image is, that little triangle that tells you that this is a bad image, if you make sure that the image is at least 1,000 by 1,000, you guarantee that you're not going to have any problem. If your image is like 225 by 225, you're going to have some problems immediately. And it's going to be blurry and it's going to be janky, and people are not going to. I'm going to bypass that. If I see a blurry image, I'll be like, okay, well, this is crap. I'm moving on. So keep that in mind if you want to have the opportunity to get sale after sale after sale this Black Friday. Okay, so during this session, I guess there was a bunch of stuff. So keywords everywhere, and keyword spy are some great ways to search. In addition to using the actual Amazon, Google, and Walmart search boxes for the most searched words, that's an easy hack just by going into the search box. So if maybe you're selling bike accessories. So you type in BI, and then if KE comes up automatically in the top 10 things people are searching for bikes, and the main thing that they're searching for is men's bike, whatever it happens to be, or men's blah, 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 bike, whatever it happens to be, it's extremely important to you that you include that in your titling, because that's going to help you, because that is one of the most searched items. So again, inside of that Amazon search box, inside that Google search box, inside of the Walmart search box, you're going to see the most searched words. You're going to see the most searched words. And when you see those most searched words, yes, Nicholas. When you see those most searched words, they're normally going to show you the top 10 most searched words. And so make sure that you're using the words that are being searched the most. All right, so we talked about some additional sourcing strategies. These are some stores that are either closing or they are partially closed. Don't overlook those opportunities, and make sure you're taking advantage of like the coupons and the stacking and the cash back and your cashback card and all that other stuff. Like Bed Bath and Beyond, we were working on the retail arbitrage list for eCom Sellers Academy, and I'm so excited because there's some steals on there, and some of them include and incorporate using the Bed Bath and Beyond cash. Like Bed Bath and Beyond has that automatic 20% off period. Like you'll see it in your news flyer that you get in the mail or whatever. So when they have stuff on clearance and you take an additional 20% off, that's more money in your pocket. If you're using a cashback card and you're using a coupon for 20% off, and maybe you're not using cashback card, maybe using gift card. Using a gift card that maybe you bought for $90 and it has $100 value. Again, you're increasing your ROI. So that when you reconcile your numbers at the end of Q4, you're going to have some amazing sales. So take advantage of checking out some of these stores. Some of these stores have their own cashback cards. You need to sign up for the store's newsletters. Like JCPenney's is emailing like crazy. All of these 60% off for the day. They have these flash deals. Some of these stores already have their Black Friday deals online. And so again, buying out what they have, maybe they only got 20 or something. What if you bought out everything and then relisted it on Walmart? It's just going to be bananas for you. So we talked about several of the stores and the store strategies before. I added more stores. GameStop, TJ Maxx, Barrington, Coat Factory, Tuesday Morning, Old Navy. Don't overlook those. Grocery stores, people always skip the grocery stores. I don't know why that is. Liquidations, another one to think about. Don't overlook that. Don't overlook some of the auto parts stores. Like, even though we're talking about the holidays, people are buying all kinds of stuff. Somebody somewhere wanted one of those leather steering wheel things to go on their steering wheel. What if you found it on clearance at AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whatever, and it was cheaper than what you could have found at Walmart or Target or Kohl's, and you buy that particular item and you list it and you make a boatload of money off of it. So don't overlook those stores, non-traditional stores that may have deals in them that you had not previously even entertained. And like I said before, sign up for the newsletters, use cashback cards, use coupons, search the Amazon top 100 reverse sourcing. That is always a great way to, you know, uh, find items that are profitable and that are moving. Also, just Google hot Christmas gifts for 2020. Just do a random Google search right now for hot Christmas gifts for 2020 or hot Christmas gifts for 2019 or 2018. You can also Google a store's sales flyer for last year. So Walmart hot Christmas gifts for 2019 or Walmart 2019 hot Christmas gifts. Like you'd be surprised what you find. So whatever was a hot thing in 2019, possibility to be hot in 2020. And Keepa. Keepa is a great tool. That's one of the Chrome extensions that you can use. Renata had mentioned that she uses different Chrome extensions. And so Keepa is one of those that will also tell you what something was doing in the prior years, and it may be worth acquiring that item or selling that item this year. So, I included that. So these are all strategies I use, and just work with different VAs to do different things so that I can always be prepared to make the maximum profit possible. Um, Take pictures of what you need when you go to the store. If you're having to restock items, make sure you're taking a picture of that item or taking that picture and sending it to that high schooler if you're going to hire some high schoolers on your block to do work for you. Because again, they're looking for something to do. They want a reason to get out. They want an excuse to make some money. So use them. So then that way you can focus on the things that are going to make you the most money. Maybe it's auditing your inventory. Maybe it is checking to make sure that you have the right sizes of something. Like that way you can be in your business. Okay. And I always encourage people, if you're going to sell items, to reduce your return ratio. And you're going to have returns. It's Walmart. You're going to have returns. Just embrace the fact that you're going to have returns. Um, to reduce your return ratio, try to sell items that have 4 stars or higher. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions there, we're going to round it off to session 4. Then I'm going to recap. So what questions do we have so far? I covered a lot of stuff. Renata covered a lot of stuff. We covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we've got some great info in here. People just posting, but no major questions. I think
Okay.
I've covered all of the questions that came through.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So this is the last piece. So if I were going to say in priority order are, to me personally, is one, of course, making sure you have a budget and putting together a game plan of how much sourcing you're going to be doing, how you're going to be doing your sourcing, whether it's physically, you're going to hire somebody, whatever. And listing. What's your strategy for listing? What are you going to be doing? Okay? Are you going to hire some people? You're going to do it yourself? You're going to do an Excel spreadsheet? You're going to do, man, what are you going to do? The next thing is after you get your sourcing and your listing, you got your sourcing and listing under control, and then you got your shipping. Shipping is terribly important. Figure out what your shipping strategy is going to be. As you are listing optimization is the next thing for me that's personally important. Making sure that your listings are good, making sure you have big, pretty pictures, making sure that your items are searchable, that you're using the right keywords. All those things are extremely important. And then last but not least is looking into opportunities. Walmart is telling you what people are looking for. Oh my goodness, they're telling you. So in this session, this is session 4, and we talked about the Walmart fulfillment service. Again, it's complicated. It is not like Amazon FBA. So I think, applying for it and then going back and looking into it later after Q4 is probably a great strategy to see if this is a viable solution for you. They have more manual steps than you do with Amazon FBA, and it's a very manual process. So just making you aware of that. Um, and then they have the list of items that qualify. So I'm just going to move on. You can come back and you can look at this later. The next thing that we're going to talk about is, this is all Walmart fulfillment services, is how to win the buy box. So offer a competitive price, of course, offer a 3-day delivery, and get the 3-day benefits. Fulfill your orders with Deliver. We have talked about Deliver. So you can get the 2-day badge. Seller score less than 6% and stay in stock. So one of the things that as we round out preparing for Black Friday, checking your inventory, knowing what your inventory stock is or the source of your inventory, and just validating what's available. So that is going to be extremely important. If you don't have that on your checklist of activities, make sure that you're doing an audit of your inventory. Make sure you have a good accounting of it. There's nothing like thinking you have 200 of something and you sell 198 and you're going, where's the last two? And even if you're doing a fulfillment center, where did I put these two? Where did they check them in? Did they even check them in? How many did they actually check in? Like making sure that you have enough inventory. There is nothing like coming up on Black Friday and not having enough inventory. Or your inventory, you're like, oh my God, like I sold out. What am I going to do? That means I'm not going to make any money this Black Friday. What's your game plan too? I mean, you literally could buy stuff on that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and list it back on Walmart. You just have to fulfill it yourself. So again, taking advantage of those strategies. So returns, you're going to have returns. The one thing that Michal and Renata terribly recommend is that you dispute it so you can get back your shipping costs for sure. Is there anything else you want to add to that? You're going to have them. It's just part of Walmart's nature. If you've never gone into a Walmart and not had anybody at the return desk, you don't go to Walmart often enough.
No, I don't really have anything to add other than if you've had any returns, you'll see that their process is a little bit different. But the few items that I disputed where there was truly a dispute, like the ones that it's just you return shipping for no longer wanted. I think that's kind of automated. They'll do that. I haven't gotten the actual reconciliation to see that I've gotten the funds back, but in the ticket, they close it and say they're going to give it, they're going to give it back to me. But if you have an actual dispute, like I had a customer say something was damaged and he never even opened it, then the response from the help desk was take a picture of it with the tracking information showing and the item. So what I did was I put it on top of the envelope, flipped it on both sides, took pictures of all four sides and sent it back. And then they closed it right away and said that, I'd won the dispute. So just be ready. One of the things that I've decided since then is I have a bin at my front door because FedEx comes and leaves all these things. If it comes from FedEx, I know it's Walmart, but I have a bin right inside my front door where I take the stuff out of the bin on the porch, put it in there. And then when I go to open them, I've got my camera ready with the flash or light or whatever I need to make sure that in the future, even if they came and something happened later on where they disputed something, you want to make sure that, at least for 30 days, you've got pretty good pictures of all your returns in case anything funky happens. So that's what I decided to do just with that one, because of that one return. I've only had one kind of weird one, but just be prepared for returns and know, that it may take you a little bit out of.
Uh-oh.
I don't think that they really will because Walmart's going to give it all to them and then just give you your money back. But you need to be prepared for that.
Okay. All right. Something happened to Zoom. I don't know what just happened. Hold on.
Okay, I thought that was me, so good to know.
I don't know what happened to Zoom. Okay, I think I'm back now, maybe. Am I coming back? I'm back. Okay. I think, let me hold on just 1 second. Let me see what just happened. Okay, I'm the host. I am the host. Okay, good. I don't know what happened. Zoom closed. So just a second. Let me get the screen back up. Hopefully, did everybody hear what I was saying? Just a minute, what Renata was saying. Did everybody hear? Because we had something weird happen. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, just be prepared for returns. Walmart is infamously known for returns. So are all the other stores. I mean, you even get returns at the grocery store, but we are used to seeing more long lines after the holidays at Walmart. So you also have to prepare in your business for those long lines. Let me make sure this is still recording. Pause, stop. start. Okay, so it's still recording. Okay, good. All right. I don't know what happened. So I have to move on. And what I would encourage you to do is be prepared for those returns for up to, I believe, until probably the middle or end of February. I think most of the platforms extended their return time frame and policies, including Amazon. So because of the longer shipping, the shipping delays. So, don't count all your chickens before they hatch and start spending all your money on January 31st. And then you get hit with some returns. Just be prepared to be smart about it. Pace yourself. I'd wait until the end of February. Then you know what your real numbers are. Okay, so customer service, a couple of different things. Just be prepared that because you have the opportunity to directly engage with your customers, unlike on Amazon, you might get emails. So, you can hire somebody or you can do it yourself. Check your emails at least once a day, every single day, to see if you have anything. There's a high probability you probably won't have anything. But if you do, you don't want to just leave that sitting out there. So check your emails on a regular basis. Your phone number is going to be available. Sometimes you'll be connected with customer service and they will transfer a customer to you. So you need to be prepared for that. It won't be often. You can set up a Google Voice number. We've talked about that before. So be prepared to handle customer service issues and concerns directly as compared to, other methods. And then now we're going to get into sponsored products and free promotions. So the one thing I'm going to go through sponsored very quickly. If you have the funds to do sponsored, then do it. The thing that you have to be prepared to do is you need to be able to commit $1,000 monthly spend with $100 daily cap. So cap. I don't know. If you don't have $1,000 that you have available to invest, then you probably, are not going to do this. You're probably going to do the free method. But if you do have it, especially if you got like a private label product or you have a lot of volume, maybe you're buying from wholesale suppliers and you have a lot of volume, then this may be a great opportunity for you to invest, because having sponsored ads or sponsored products, having them pop up is going to be beneficial to you, because Walmart's already doing what they can to optimize your listing and make sure that your item is searchable on Google. So people do start off searching for products on Amazon, but if people start searching for products on Google, Walmart's going to come up more times than not before an Amazon listing will. So you want your items to be findable, and then you also, if you have sponsored ads, they'll also show up there as well. So if you have the money, do it. If you don't have the money, don't worry about it. And again, so there's no keyword or page setup necessary to get started on sponsored products. Walmart will take care of finding the best location and keywords to use for your different listings. So only items that are available to purchase online and shipped to the home are eligible for sponsored products. That's what you need to know. That's the biggest thing you need to know. And then here's some examples, let's see, of sponsored products. Okay, so you'll see that, and it's showing up above the regular listings down below. So sponsored ads with Deliver. So Deliver customers, dun, 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 dun. You have an opportunity here. So if this is not one more reason you should set up a Deliver account, I think it is. You think it is, Renata? I think it's another reason. But
absolutely,
you have the opportunity to get automatically approved for Walmart sponsored products simply by contacting Deliver and then create a campaign. That's it. It couldn't be any easier than that. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Deliver users have access to unlimited campaigns with up to 300 SKUs each. So again, this is the free way to be able to do this. I would encourage you to take advantage of that. So this is uploading for bulk pricing and promotion update. And I have to keep, every time I move the floaty thing, I think that's where I get into problems. So after Click, there we go. You're listing the promotion price, you're listing if it's a clearance, reduced, whatever it happens to be. Make sure that you're profitable if you're going to do promotions, whatever it happens to be. If you're going to list something, make sure that you're into profit before you reduce the price. Okay. And we talked about the profitable items before. And so you'll see here's one with the reduced price, here's one with clearance, price reduced. These are examples of how that will display or show up. And then you have Walmart product opportunities. Of the 5 things that I talked about, this is the 5th one. I think, again, sourcing where you're finding items that you are only available in stores and then selling them back on Walmart is the easiest way to make a boatload of money. So growth opportunities, you go over to assortment growth, full of growth opportunities. They're going to show you what is a potential opportunity. You can go do the research, see if you can source for it. You can use BrickSeek, see if you can source for it. If you find it, woohoo! If you don't, just keep researching. But these are all items that Walmart is telling you these are growth opportunities people are searching for, looking for, and this is a great opportunity for you to be able to sell it. So go do the research. Go see what you can find. This, along with items that are only available in store, are 2 ways to literally be able to just stay in profit the entire Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I would go through growth opportunities every single day, today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. Put together your strategy. Once you have those growth opportunities, pull up the screenshots of the product, take that picture on your phone, contact that high schooler that's working for you, every single day for 30 minutes or an hour for pizza or whatever it happens to be, and start sending him or her forwarding those pictures over to him. This Walmart, here's the location. This is what you need to go pick up. This item right here, price should be around this, blah, blah, blah. Grab all of them. Whatever it happens to be, whatever the strategy is that you're going to use. Okay? So we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about growth opportunities. We talked about other opportunities. The other thing that I wanted to do is last but not least, let me get to this page. And just going to do a quick recap and hide the floaty and close that. For Black Friday, source, list. Don't procrastinate. If you've been playing around with your business, this is your opportunity to ratchet up, right? Ratchet up whatever you're doing. So if you're already, maybe you've been averaging listing 5 things a day, try to go up to 10 right now. If you've been averaging listing 2 things a day, try to go up to 4. Just double your numbers. Okay. If you're listing 50 items a day, try to go up to 100 because you're going to get a lot of sales for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So make sure that if you're shipping from home, that you get your shipping supplies. If you're working with a prep center, get your account set up. You may be a little late in the game, so you may actually reap the benefits of the 2 weeks before Christmas, but get the account set up anyway. And then put together your strategy on how you're going to fulfill those orders. Make sure you go through and review growth opportunities. I talked about that. Consider setting up, some sponsored ads if you can afford it, if you have the investment. If you don't have the investment and you have a deliver account, then this should be a no-brainer for you. Because again, when people see something that has clearance or reduced on it, that increases their impulse to buy. Oh, this is a great deal. So I'm not even going to do any more research. I'm just going to buy this item because I'm not going to do any more research. Make sure you do some listing optimization, review your listings, your titles, and make sure you review your keywords for your items. And then audit your inventory levels. There's nothing like going into Q4 and you have not been paying attention to what your inventory levels are. You think you have 200 and you only got 150. So then you got things listed and now you got to go hunt and find something that you listed that you had 50 extras. Somebody came in and bulk bought from you and then you're hosed. So don't do that to yourself. Make sure that your quantity levels are right. Spend some time over the next 24, 48, 72 hours really auditing your inventory levels, cross-referencing and cross-validating it against whoever your fulfillment center is. Like I show that I'm supposed to have 50. Do you guys have 50? I see you have. Let's just make sure we're on the same page. Especially if you've been doing a lot of shipping to them lately, just reconcile and make sure that things are good. And develop a schedule for the week of Black Friday. so that you know how you're going to fulfill orders, how you're going to continue to source. There may be some flash deals that are, door busters that are only available from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. What's your strategy? You waking that high schooler up? You waking up somebody else? You're going to hire somebody from TaskRabbit? What are you doing? Or are you going yourself? And who's going to help you do all the shipping? Because my dream, my goal, my vision for you is that you're going to have a boatload of sales, that you're going to be drowning in sales, that you're going to possibly be mad at me that you have that many sales. That's what I want to see. Because you'll be mad at me, it'll only be temporary. And then you'll be on the other side of it and be like, oh my God, that was a lot of money I made. That's where I'm trying to get you. That's where I want you to be, is that, oh, there's a lot of money I made. So I hope this information is helpful. What questions do we have? What tips, what strategies, what information do you need? Renata, what do we got? I don't even know where the thing is.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, looking for the button. No, like I said, people are sharing some great tips. Alondra said that doing 3-day, I know there's a whole shipping settings, shipping templates in there for Walmart. Go take a look at that. They've been sending out a lot of emails, Walmart has, encouraging you to do that. So take advantage of all these great tips.
All right. So next week we're going to continue. We're probably going to talk about bundles, a few more bundles, and then we're going to get into some of the other tools. But I really want you guys to start right now. A lot of the stores already have their Black Friday deals. They've already announced them. They're already in play. Some of the store, and they're actually happening right now. Others are, are going to have certain things that are going to happen that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this is your opportunity. If you're trying to get to some ridiculous numbers, or you're trying to make a certain amount of money, it is completely doable. It depends on the amount of time that you invest. If you make time for your business will make time for you. If you invest time in your business on the right things, you will definitely make money. There is no way that you will not make money. It's just not possible. If you're engaging in the activities that are income producing activities and you're going through and doing the training, there's absolutely no way you're not going to make any money. It's just going to happen. So you have to do the work. I just want to encourage you to do that. So if you have any questions, please type them in the chat. I hope this has been a blessing. Let me know, was this helpful today to kind of go through this refresher? What are your concerns?
We've had members say, this session, this class every week gets them amped up to go out and source. So, if that's the biggest piece of it, then that's great, because it'll light a fire under you to actually get into the mode of buying, sourcing, buying, and listing. One of our members, I know in our group, has posted that she's had over $1,000 day. So that should light a fire under any of you that have not gotten started yet. I am Team Walmart. I've been selling full time on Amazon for about 5 years now, and it was a job. I mean, it was paying the bills, but I'm so pleased on the Walmart side, just with how easy the sales come is a big piece of it. But they make the process a lot easier because of the communication. So just jump out there. We're in your corner. You've got us on your team. So ask the questions, get in the group, post your testimonials, encourage others. Like I said, if you've got an issue, Walmart has been very responsive, which is something that I love. You actually get to interact with people. But don't, fight the fear and do it anyway. Just do it.
Yes, and it's so important that you do it, do it, do it. It really is. So I want to encourage you, come back and listen to this session again. If you need to, just play it in the background while you're listing. You just play it in the background, and then hopefully it'll trigger a thought. You'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot, I need to go do that thing. But you need to put together your game plan. You need to be documenting your game plan, map it out. What am I going to be doing on, since today's the 7th? What am I doing on the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, all the way up till and during and past Black Friday? What am I doing every single day? Where's my focus going to be? Where is my energy going to be? How many days am I going out? When am I reaching out to that high schooler to help me in my business? Because my goal, again, is for this to get on your nerves, that you have so many sales that you be like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm there. And I was only mad for a minute. So yeah, I mean, we've got love for you guys. We've got the support. So, get out there, go source, just list it and see where it takes you. The great thing, like I said, the thing that I'm focused on was a lot of the stuff that I was getting back from Amazon. I'm almost getting boxes back every day now because everything that they kicked me off of, I just quit fighting with them. I just started getting it back and listing it on Walmart. So that's a good thing. But you've got a ton of support here. So let's just go make it happen. And just keep in mind, if you are in a place right now where, the increased sales are going to, be a press for you, just put that plan together because the sales are not going to stop. If anyone has been watching, unfortunately, the COVID numbers are up in most places. So people are going to continue to shop online. Many of the states are starting new shutdowns, and so it's going to be a requirement for some people. So just keep in mind that this is your business. You run it the way you want to run it. You look to us for help and support, and we're in your corner. So you can go and
Yeah.
get this money, get this Q4 coin, and even afterwards, because people are still going to be returning stuff after Christmas comes and goes. You've got holiday parties. You're going to have, like the people that are at home can't go out, so a lot of people are going to be buying New Year's Eve hats and things like that now for themselves in their own home where they may have been going out, planned to go out to do something. You're still going to have all those sales. I can't tell you how many red, white, and blue items I have sold in the last 2 days, just the last 2 days, because now even after the election, people are looking forward to inauguration. So there's always going to be a cycle of events that are going to allow you to find, source, and sell things. That's what you got to keep in mind. You just stay ahead of the curve and do it.
Yeah. I want to encourage you guys to do that for sure. And then last but not least, Renata's talked about her journey. I know, my journey is different slightly, but not exactly terribly different. But um even if you can't sell it on Walmart, don't let that discourage you because people are buying online, period, especially with the COVID numbers going up. And so you have other platforms in which you can engage in, including Facebook Marketplace, which we gave you the training. It's actually inside of the Facebook group that you can actually go and watch. And so those things that you can't sell on Walmart, that maybe you got your inventory pulled back from Amazon, go sell it on Facebook Marketplace, go sell it on Mercari, Poshmark. If you have a gift, a talent, you make things, you do things, you create things, go create your Etsy account. Go do things that are going to help you generate capital. Because if you don't make any money this Q4 is because of your inaction
Absolutely.
and your inaction. There's absolutely no way that you should not. I mean, people, you can make $1 a day. It is ridiculous the volume of sales that people are experiencing right now. So if you are the only thing that's holding you back, then you need to get rid of that weight off of your ankle and run free and get started. Just jump into the lake and just swim in the money with us because it is time for you to make that money. It is really time for you to really buckle down, focus. I cannot emphasize this enough. Focusing right now is going to be even more detrimental than the session that we have next week, which is the 14th, because this is laying the groundwork to build the momentum. You're going up the hill right now. You're literally doing all the things that you need to go up the hill. And you're not pushing a boulder up the hill. You're actually going up the hill easily right now. If you start all this stuff on the 14th, you don't start it today, which is next Saturday. If you started on the 14th, then you're going to be going up a steeper hill. I'm trying to help you get going now, build the momentum now. It is just a hill. Next week, it will be a mountain. I don't want you to be going up a mountain. I want you to go up a hill because it's easier to walk up a hill. It takes you less time. Then that way you're ready to run down the hill or slide down the hill or whatever it happens to be, get your snow sled out and just go down really fast at a high rate of speed, making a boatload of money, literally, because the sales are coming like water right now.
Yeah, and then as Nicole mentioned, they're coming on all platforms. I'm Team
All
Walmart
platforms.
over here, but I'm selling on all platforms, which is one of the reasons I had been overwhelmed. But I encourage anyone who's got one off, two off items, list them on the other platforms. The only reason I'm not doing some of them is because I don't want the inventory tracking nightmare. And so if I know it's going to sell on one platform, I'm just kind of waiting it out. I don't want to have to make sure I've got pull it from this one and that one or whatever. But if you've got a few items that are hot, list them everywhere because you'll be able to, you know, track 10 items a lot easier than you will, you know, 1,000. So do that. Get in the money. Get in the black. This is, they call it Black Friday because people have been losing money all year long, just trying to stay above water. And then when this time comes, they make it. We want
Yes.
you to be one of those that makes it into the black now.
Mm, absolutely. So that's all we have for you today. We are so glad that you're part of the Ecom Sellers Mastery. Please recommend this course or this training series to somebody. We're going to do it again after the new year. It's a 12-week course, it's 8 sessions. Encourage people to sign up. Tell someone about the great information you learned in this course. Give us a testimony and tell us how much it's helped you in your business. And tell us what kind of money. Well, you don't have to tell us what kind of money, just that you got a boatload of sales on Black Friday. Okay. That's what we care about. So we'll see you next Saturday at 12:30. If you have any questions, we're about to have a Q&A session right now. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So God bless and bye for now.